Hey everybody, it's Ella Ty here, and we are back with another Ty Talk. Now, if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I do these things called Ty Talks, where I talk about life, weight loss, and fuckboys. So, this video will be on how to spot or know when you're dealing with a fuckboy. I really initially did this talk on Snapchat, and a lot of my Snapchat followers begged me to put this video on YouTube, and I'm like, you know what? I curse a lot, so I guess this video won't be monetized. Oh my god. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I have to definitely bring this video to YouTube. Reason being because I definitely feel like there's something that we need to talk about. So if you have a friend that is dealing with a fuckboy, if you have realized that you are dealing with a fuckboy, or if you feel like there's a cousin, a sister, a best friend, a distant relative, or somebody in your life, a coworker that you know is dealing with a fuckboy, send them this video. Because this video right here, I'm about to drop nothing but what? Facts. Facts. I'm about to go off. I'm definitely about to go off. So with that being said, comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking this video. So let's get on into it. Alright, so let's get into it. Now, if you do not know what the term fuckboy is, let me give you a definition of what a fuckboy is. A fuckboy is a guy that tries to manipulate a woman emotionally to get in her pants. That plays the boyfriend role, the supportive best friend, the guy that will always be there through thick and thin just to get the draws, okay? Or sometimes it's not to get the draws. Sometimes it's to get the benefits of the female. And what I mean by that is, do you cook? Are you willing to pick him up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Will you give him money? Will you give him your car? Have you given him gas money? Fuckboys are guys that literally try to use women as instrumental things in their lives. They don't see them as anything else but something they can use to get to the next stage of their life. And that is what I personally think a fuckboy is. And I do not like fuckboys at all. So now that we have the basic understanding of what a fuckboy is, we have problems when it comes to identifying them. So I'm going to basically help you out when it comes to figuring out if you're dealing with a fuckboy or not. I'm going to give you a couple scenarios. I'm also going to give you a couple of guys that also possess fuckboy qualities. Because these fuckboys out here, they're evolving. They're getting better. They're getting smarter. They're meeting you in libraries and shit like that. So I'm going to help you out. Let's just get on into this. Alright, let's get on into it. Now, a lot of women, myself included, because I'm definitely going to throw myself under the bus because I've dealt with my share of fuckboys. Now, let's say you started talking to this guy and you're feeling him, He's tall, he smells nice, he's well-spoken, he's got goals and ambition, and, he dresses good, and to you, that's like, yo, I think I just won the lottery. To the average female or to the untrained eye, you may have hit the jackpot. But to a girl that's dealt with some shit, she can smell the fuckboy in him before he even opens his mouth. Before he even says his name. She can just see it like, I don't like how he moves. He moves like a fuckboy. So let's just talk about those things. Let's talk about those qualities that we choose to bypass when it comes to dealing with a dude that has fuckboy quality included. We choose to bypass things that fuckboys do. For example, I'm gonna tell you one thing that you need to pay attention to if you're talking to a dude that you think may be a fuckboy. Fuckboys don't like answering questions. Meaning they'll ask a question or they'll answer your question with another question to distract you from the question that you asked. That's a red flag, babe. That's a red flag. Things that we may not think are a big deal are a big deal. A lot of us, myself included, we choose to bypass these things called red flags. Red flags are things we as females need to pay attention to, especially when it comes to the dating realm. Or let's take it a step further. Let's say you met a guy or whatever, the vibe is right, and he moves like he's single. He moves like there ain't nobody in his life. Like he just presents himself as a single man. So now you're embarking on talking to this dude heavy, all the time, seriously, consistently, openly. That's bae, right? And you're laying in his bed one day, and he gets a call, and on the freaking caller ID it says wifey, or my queen, or my cinnamon apple. And then you turn and you look at him, you say, yo, like, you had a girlfriend, like a whole girlfriend? And he says to you, well, you never asked. That's fuckboy 101. They'll sit there and be like, well, the knowledge that you never asked for, I won't give you. A real man will keep it 100 with you and say, you know, honestly, I'm in a relationship. Or, you know what, I am single. Another thing a fuckboy will do is that a fuckboy will villainize his girlfriend so you're okay with being whatever you guys are. Like, you're okay with, like, he'll say, you know, me and my girl, we're not doing good, or me and my girl, we've been arguing lately, or that is not your job to come into this man's life and be the remedy or the fucking pillow that he needs at night when him and his girl are not doing good. That is not your job, and that's how you get pulled into situationships. That's how girls become side chicks. Girls don't intend on becoming side chicks. They get into a situation with a guy where the guy is vulnerable, emotionally invested, and then next thing you know, he has a whole girlfriend at home which you didn't even know nothing about, but you're in too deep. You don't want to give it up. You think maybe he'll just choose you over her, but at the end of the day, you'll always be the afterthought in the back. Yeah, you'll be the girl on the back burner. So that's another thing that us females have to pay attention to. You cannot talk to somebody without asking about the facts. But it's like, ask the questions that need to be asked before you start embarking on something with somebody, investing your emotions and your time with this person. Because, like, when you're in too deep and you don't want to walk away, that's when it becomes harder to walk away. When you're, like, in it. In the beginning, you're not in it. You're not in it. You may be interested in being in it, but you're not really in it. So ask those questions, because those are red flags too. Do not bypass the red flags. Another thing that I find a little fishy or a red flag when it comes to dealing with fuckboys. Okay, let's talk about, there are different types of fuckboys too. There are different types. But let's talk about this type in particular. Vicious fuckboy. The ambitious fuckboy will slip right through the cracks. Let's say you meet a guy. He's probably in school. Working really hard. He probably is a student athlete, whatever, doing something like that. But he has really big goals, dreams, and ambitions. And, you really are turned on or attracted to his drive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, ain't nothing sexier than a man with some drive and some vision and some focus. He says to you, was like, well, I'm not looking for a relationship because of X, Y, and Z, right? Now, there may be guys that say that, and what I mean by that is that he'll sit there and say he's not ready for a relationship, but do relationship shit with you. Like, he'll hold your hand, or like, he'll go with you to the doctor, or stuff like that. Like, he'll do things that he thinks that he deems friend-worthy when they're boyfriend-worthy, one. And then two, he'll sit there and, like, always be too busy, and you'll defend him to your friends. Like, your friends like, yo, he never has so-and-so, like, he never has time. And you'll be like, yo, like, he's just busy, he's trying to work on himself. But think about it, he's never busy enough to hit you up at 2 o'clock in the morning when he needs some vagina, though. That's some fuckboy shit. That's fuckboy shit. Where he can manipulate you emotionally to where he gets your benefits from you. And it's hard when it's a dude that's ambitious, because you feel like he has so many accolades. It's like trying to discredit somebody who has a great, presence within the community. Like, it's trying to discredit a pastor. It's like, that's a pastor, man. Like, he's always preaching at the church and mentoring little boys and trying to give them guidance and stuff like that. But just because he's a pastor don't mean that he a dirty pastor. Just because he's an ambitious man don't mean he can't lie. They lie. And pay attention to the red flags. I'm not sitting here saying that all dudes are liars. I'm not sitting here saying that all dudes are fuckboys. But I'm saying, when you see the red flags, hold them accountable. If a dude sits there and says that he's not ready to embark on a relationship, but he wants to do relationship shit and then holds you accountable for why you're in too deep when he's the reason why you feel like that, fuckboy. Off the bat. Hands down. You're dealing with a whole fuckboy and a half. Catching feelings. There may be a point in time when you guys are doing the nasty, the horizontal mambo, and you guys probably are both mutually in this headspace where you're like, well, it just is what it is. But somebody's gonna thaw out, meaning somebody's gonna want more. And 9 times out of 10, it's the person that thinks that they can handle being in a situation like that, cough, cough, the female, to where they're asking for more things and they're wanting more. And now things that didn't have meaning now have meaning. And they're significant. And they matter. And you're asking all these questions. And he's not answering these questions. And he'll sit there and throw it, or he'll say When you're ready to have that conversation, that what are we conversation, or that we've been doing this for so long conversation, he'll sit there and say, well, I told you from the beginning I'm not ready for a relationship, while he lays next to you and gives you forehead kisses and tells you that you look pretty when you wake up. Fuck boy. Manipulative fuck boy. And I think that, like, that one, like, I think the one that has, like, goals, dreams, and ambitions, those are the hardest ones to shake. They're the hardest ones to shake because you're so caught up in what he's doing that you don't really sit there and pay attention to what he did. Ooh. Pay attention to the red flags, lady. Pay attention. Pay attention, my queens, to the red flags. You guys, there's another type of fuckboy we need to pay attention to. You guys ready for this one? The ex. The ex-boyfriend. Oh my God, the ex-boyfriend definitely can be a fuckboy too. If your ex tries to come back in your life on some fuck shit, not with them some I was wrong and I really see the error of my ways and I want to resolve and change to become a better individual for you. No. There's exes of the fuckboys that use history as a precursor to get back in your life. For an example, let's say, you know, your ex hits you out of nowhere and be like, hey, remember that time when we went to that restaurant and you wore that dress? I want to tell you that I loved how you looked in that dress. Now, mind you, we probably haven't spoken to this dude in months. And low-key, you probably hate that dress. That dress probably makes you look boxy. It probably makes your butt look weird. Your boobs look uneven. It's just not a nice dress. You're sitting there, you're looking at that dress, and that dress has significance. Reason being, because your ex made it seem like it has significance. He's using the past as a precursor to get back into your life. That right there is your ex being a fuckboy. He's mentally and emotionally manipulating you by using things that are not significant and giving them significance to now where there's significance to you, so you can open that door and let him back in your life. And you're like, oh my God, yeah, I remember that dress. I haven't worn that dress in a while. And he'll say some dumb shit like, oh, so you haven't been going out? And you're like, no, so let me take you out. Now you're at his freaking house, spread eagle, doing Lord knows what, wondering how you got there. And how you got there is because he used the history as a way to get back in your life. Pay attention. Exes can be fuckboys too. They can. And I feel like a lot of us, we try to defend that too because we're like, well, we had history. I know this person. You know this person in a relationship with you. You don't know this person outside of a relationship when he's trying to get back with you in a way that's not beneficial to you, to where he has your benefits but nothing else. No. Fuckboy. That's a red flag. And keep that in mind. When an ex comes back into your life and tries to give things significance that are not significant, you have to look at it for what it is, not what you want it to be. Look at it for what it is. Like, I remember I had an ex come back in my life or whatever, and he said to me, remember that time we went to McDonald's and, you know, you had that makeup on or whatever and you looked really nice? I remember that time we went to McDonald's, we got into an argument. We got into a whole argument about you being inconsistent and not answering my phone calls and text messages. So to shut me up or pacify me, you took me to McDonald's and got me a freaking mango pineapple smoothie that I never finished because I was mad at you and I didn't even want the fucking smoothie. You were just trying to do something as opposed to doing what you needed to do to keep me. That's what you have to do when it comes to an ex trying to slide back into your life. Look at it for what it is, not what you wanted it to be. Because if you look at it for what you wanted it to be, that's you end up right back at his house doing Lord knows what, wondering how you got there. That's another fuckboy you got to pay attention to. Another fuckboy that you really need to pay attention to is the one that considers himself your bro. Okay? Your bro. The one that will catch you when you fall. The one that will wipe every tear when your nigga ain't doing you right. The one that will have your back. That dude, right? Because the thing is, you never see him coming. You don't suspect him of being an F-boy. You don't suspect any of that. You just think, yo, that's Rob. Me and Rob are cool. You know, the Rob may low-key want to rob you of your benefits, okay? And everything that you have to offer. So let me break down an F-boy who's a bro. An F-boy who's a bro, like I said, you never see it coming. You don't see it coming. You are more inclined to date him because he seems like a better option. You know, let's say you and your man break up. You really devastated. Rob's there to catch you when you fall. He pick up the pieces and put you back together, you know? So then one night you at Rob's house and he's telling you how great of a person you are. And the next thing you know, he kiss you and shit just goes that way. You don't feel bad about it. Reason being because you've known Rob for 6-7 years. You've known Rob a long ass time, right? So it's like, you know, you don't feel bad about it. But then out of nowhere, things start getting a little weird. Like, Rob is distant. He's not, he's not even like trying to be your friend anymore. He's not trying to deal with your feelings anymore. And he's just not being the Rob that you know and love. And then you think about it. Rob ain't never been in a serious relationship since y'all been friends. Ever. Like, y'all were like 26. You've known Rob since you were like 20. And he's never been anything serious. Like, anything serious. And you're like, hold up. And you want to defend him because that's Rob. You've known Rob for years. But Rob starts acting real weird. He starts moving weird. He, now, like, when y'all just want to hang out and just watch popcorn, he thinks that it means more because y'all did what y'all did. And low-key, probably in the back of your mind, you do think it means more. Because, you don't really... You feel like that's a better option than what you had before anyway. But no, Rob ain't there. He's not answering his phone. He's not texting you back. He's one wording you. And then next thing you know, he's just not the person that you once thought he was. And then you beat yourself up. Oh my God, like, how did I not see this coming? The thing is, here's how you didn't see it coming. Because your friendship is what was the precursor for what allowed this to happen. You guys already had a rapport, which is Rob has been there. Rob will always be there. The thing is, though, if Rob wasn't there when you would bump in boots, when you were doing a horizontal mambo, the nasty. He wasn't there. He was just your friend. See what I'm saying? So, because he was just your friend and that was not a part of y'all friendship, it wasn't going to change the dynamic. But once you throw a little dash, you sprinkle a little ass in the situation, things go left. And that's when the true fuckboy shit comes out. So what I'm saying is, back to the ultimate definition of fuckboy. It's like, I feel like I said, is a man that will manipulate you emotionally to get any of your benefits, whether that's sexually or whatever you have to offer. If that's a listening ear, if that's a ride, if that's a meal, if that's shelter, whatever that is what a fuckboy does. And I feel like when you have a friend that waits until you're at your most vulnerable state, the most vulnerable you've ever been, to see how they can exploit your benefits, that to me is the worst form of fuckboy. So it's like, I told you different types of fuckboys. I also told you warning signs to look out for, which is fuckboys not wanting to answer questions or blaming things on you when they could have been straightforward and honest, or pulling you in emotionally to make it hard for you to leave, or inconsistent actions. Those are things that a lot of us choose to bypass because we try to see the good in everybody. And that's an amazing quality to have, to try to see the good in everybody. But let's call it for what it is as opposed to what you want it to be. So, if you have a friend that's dealing with a fuckboy that you know is a fuckboy that she chooses to ignore, send her this video. If you are dealing with a fuckboy, or if you feel like if you are dealing with a fuckboy, or you feel like you're talking to a guy that has fuckboy tendencies, watch this video and take some time to really evaluate or assess what you're in. I want to make sure that we're all out here and we're all happy this year, and we're all in serious situations that are moving in positive, lucrative, committed, exclusive directions. And I feel like in order for that to happen, you have to look at what you have objectively. Look at it for what it is, not what you want it to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I definitely enjoyed filming it. We will have more Thai talks like this on the channel. Remember, I drop videos every Wednesday, and starting in February, I'll be dropping videos every Sunday and Wednesday. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, and your other friends to subscribe to my channel. Hey you guys, so check out my video on how to build your social media platform. I made it for people that are trying to grow their audience on Instagram, try to build their YouTube following. So go check that video out. Also, you see that red button right there that says subscribe now? You better subscribe to this channel. We're out here. We're out here trying to make sure that we're bettering ourselves for 2017. So take some time to watch the video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Love you guys so much. Bye.